Derby day on the central coast of New South Wales, and this time, thankfully, the rain hasn't proved to be the match winner. Round one was a washout, but this fixture always a standout in the calendar. And this is the 57th time they have met since the initial feisty meeting back in 2005. Two places on the map separated by an unremarkable expanse of concrete, now immortalised as a trophy between the two, but joined by a quite remarkable history on the field, culminating, of course, in that grand final meeting between the two, now 14 years ago. Whose need is the greater today? Probably the Jets, whose promising start has somewhat dissipated, and who come into this match on the back of 3 straight losses. The Mariners, of course, also suffered a reverse in their last game against Macca, an occasion electrified by Garang Kuol, whose time in Gosford is drawing to a close. Thankfully, referee Ben Abraham has picked up the ball and not the trophy. And out they come into the glorious sunshine of a Sunday afternoon on the central coast of New South Wales. Let's have a look at the team news. The Mariners side showing one change from the 11 that last started against the Macca Bulls. Brian Kaltak, of course, serving that 1-game suspension after seeing red in that match. So Dan Hall is in for his first start of the campaign. Socceroos World Cup squad members Danny Vukovic and Jason Cummings both start. The third member of the trio, Garang Kuol, is on the bench alongside local product Sasha Kuzevsky, who stands by for his senior debut. He's on the pine because Storm Rue has a toe injury. Arthur Papas has rung the changes for the Jets, 5 in total from the home loss with Melbourne City. Jack Duncan makes his first appearance of the season in goal. Carl Jenkinson and Mark Natter are back in defence. Daniel Steins makes his first Jet start in midfield. And Becca Dartsmulia is also restored to the starting 11. Michael Weir, Jordan Elsey, Jason Hoffman, Costa Grozos and Reno Piscopo has a calf injury. All drop out. Archie Goodwin is on the bench. Here is Nick Montgomery, the most successful F3 Derby coach in history, albeit only 3 matches, but he's won all 3 of them, as the Mariners did the clean sweep last season over the Jets. He lost just 3 of 14 derbies as a player as well. Arthur Papas has used the World Cup break to get his players super fit. He called their mini pre-season brutal. And of course, he didn't have any players away in Qatar. We will see if they reap the benefits today. Pitch in great condition, and off we go. This derby has started to crackle back into life in recent seasons. Andy Harper, today should be no different.
Simon, g'day. Yep, the F3 derby is one to always mark in your diary when we get to see exactly that clash right now.
Here are the Mariners looking to create an early chance, and it's off the woodwork from Marco Tullio. The Mariners so close to the opening goal in the opening minute of the match.
And a very sleepy start from Newcastle, not the fire and brimstone that most Newcastle fans were hoping the Jets would bring to start Tullio. A very, very clever effort. Real summer soccer day today, Simon. 3 p.m. Sunday kickoff. Warm and sticky conditions, and the Mariners out of the blocks really quickly.
And here's Max Ballard trying to drive in towards that near post. The Jets still can't get it away. Ballard again, and Jack Duncan grabs gratefully at the ball.
It's not a matter of balance at the moment for the Jets, although here they go.
That's a handy ball from Brandon O'Neill, and Trent Mahaja races away. He just allowed the ball to get away from him for a fraction of a second, which in turn allowed Dan Hall to recover. It's been a good response by the Jets after that very worrying opening 60 seconds. Steins. Again, twisting and turning away from Aquilina in towards Trent Mahaja. Can he find the angle? Well, he did in the end, but rather tame towards Vukovic.
Looking to go at their opponents. Every opportunity. Mahaja makes some space for himself nicely here. But he can't get much purchase on the shot.
Tullio, of course, hitting the post at the other end. Here is the Brazilian. Nice ball for Cummings, and they're flooding forward here, the Mariners. Benny and Kalolo. Just more than a jab, really, towards goal.
A disappointing end, powder puff from Benny. Mariners were flooding forward. There's a nice pass to get things going from Tullio. Really interesting to see how he goes with the restart to the league at the start of the season. So, you know, Macca Tullio has come with a good reputation behind him, a good CV, but there was a number of issues getting his family settled here, even arriving here.
Lovely ball that by O'Neill in the first place, driven across by Steins. There's the opening goal. Trent Mahaja, who's had 2 sights of the Mariners' goal, converts at the 3rd time of asking and joins that select band of players to have scored for both clubs in the F3 derby. What a lovely move it was.
Well, after Benny and Kalolo on the Harvey Norman replay couldn't make more of the opportunity for Newcastle, the Jets have flown upfield. It's a beautiful square ball. Some question marks on the initial on or offside. Bahadra, I think, is safe. It's a sure finish from Trent playing against his old team. And if the Jets have beaten the offside and the VAR, there'll be a goal to the good.
Mikkel Tanzer involved in a real arm wrestle with Ballard. And it's the Georgian who is pinged. And then Daniel Steins is carded for preventing the restart. Or at least trying to. Good refereeing by Ben Abraham. Showed the card quickly and said, let's get on with it. Here's Nkololo. Mariners corner.
Yeah, I agree. Well done to the ref. The Mariners swept upfield. Kalolo with a good chance. Couldn't quite deliver, but they get the corner.
Which they work short. Kalolo slightly behind Max Ballard. But out wide again. Nisbet drives it across. Tullio got it a bit caught. And eventually it's Thurgate who pokes it away for the Jets. Should be Jack Duncan's. Pat Jennings-esque.
Wow.
One-handed.
Great take. Lovely from Jack Duncan.
Nisbet scrapping away for the ball, and he's won it for the Mariners. Now in position wide right to receive from Nkololo. Low centre of gravity, took him past his marker initially. Aquilina, too close to Jack Duncan. Good lead by Jenkinson. That's opened it up a bit for Angus Thurgate, who's got players left and right. Chooses Daniel Steins. Nodded away by Farrell. Oh, carelessly given away. Jenkinson. Works it wide for Becca Dartsmelia. That'll be a corner off Nisbet.
Oh, good pressure put on Nisbet by Dartsmelia there.
Dartsmelia's corner. Going back post. Quite dropped for Thurgate. Turned back by Steins, and then crossfield by Ingham. Dartsmelia. Oh, and it took a touch off Farrell, and at the back post arriving was Angus Thurgate.
And you just see in the corner flag there how stiff that breeze is. Right behind the back of the Jets, and that just sailed away from Thurgate. Without the breeze, he might have been a good thing.
Our screen caption confirms that Trent Mahadra's got a booking for that challenge. Here's a chance for the Mariners. Cummings. Well, it's their best opportunity since Marco Tullio struck the frame of the goal in the opening minute. The only people who are celebrating are those who got a touch on the ball as it flew into the stands.
Well, it's the best space Cummins has enjoyed in this half. He's found it really, really difficult. Great catch to get it involved in the game, and just from that range, he really should have done better.
Farrell. Overhit by quite some distance, and Jets are closing in on a half-time lead that will give them a very good platform, perhaps to go on and win this derby. Perhaps they could stretch it out even more. Here's Bahaja. Good challenge. Well done, Dan Hall.
And then how quickly to his feet. I mean, that's really great athleticism from Dan Hall.
And it's set in train, this Mariners attack here. Could be a chance brewing. And they've built for handball, pretty strong appeals. Tulio was convinced that the arm was outstretched and that the ball made contact with it. That'll be interesting on the replay. Ben Abraham says no penalty for now.
Is his arm on the ground?
No.
Mitigates against the penalty if his hand's on the ground.
I think it would be a harsh award.
Seen them. Plenty of harsh ones for handball. Looks, for the time being, as though it's going to be play on.
That is half-time. The Mariners were good for about 60 seconds. Marco Tulio hit the post, and Arthur Pappas' team really took over. Trent Bahaja had a couple of sighters before finally planting one in the back of Danny Vukovic's net from Daniel Steins' expert assist. But at the break, it's Newcastle Jets sitting pretty at the moment, leading the F3 derby by a goal to nil. Thumbs up, and off we go in the second half. And a word of warning for the Jets. In the Mariners' last 3 games, Andy Harper, they have scored 9 times in the last 30 minutes. They normally come home with the wet sail.
Yeah, they don't normally put 2 poor halves together either, so the Jets should be wary. I don't think Nick Montgomery would have minced his words at half-time. It was a very subpar performance from the home team. Really looking to spark things up with some quick retakes. Done a great job, Nick Montgomery.
Here's a chance perhaps brewing for Benny and Kololo. Brandon O'Neill did enough. Jack Duncan grabs the ball.
High-intensity efforts. Maybe he wasn't just a little bit gassed, maybe he was something more sinister.
Here's Bahaja, the Jets pushing for a second. It's Steins, drop of the shoulder, Daniel Steins. Vukovic makes the save, and then Bahaja completely misses his kick. And then goes to ground, but there's no foul by Triantis. And in fact, it's the Mariners who get the decision. What an opportunity. Nisbet. Tulio. Cross took a deflection which spinned up in the air for Thurgate. Dug out by Tulio. Here's Farrell. They claim a corner, Central Coast, and they'll get it.
The chance comes to nothing.
Corner work short. Top of the box is Josh Nisbet, encouraged to have a go by the home fans. It's the Mariners' 5th corner. Here's Tulio again, driving it low and hard. Away by Thurgate. The Jets pinned in. Away by Jenkinson this time. Mariners starting to exert some territorial pressure at least. Nisbet. Good challenge by Yerman. The cross still comes in. A drop for Cummings, not quite. Tulio. Worrying moments for the Jets. Farrell in behind, the cutback, Natter on the stretch, and it's thrashed towards goal, and in off Jason Cummings. They could not keep it out, Newcastle. And the cult hero of Gosford, fresh from his World Cup adventures, is on the score sheet, and we're all square.
Well, good pressure from the Central Coast. Jets just couldn't get it away. Very clever from Nisbet to let that roll on the Harvey Norman replay. Astute cutback from Farrell. And it coughed and spluttered its way into the Jets' goal, which is where the Mariners needed it to be. Jason Cummings back from Qatar and back onto the score sheet for the Central Coast Mariners. Always worth a watch.
Yes, of course, now joint top scorer after that Jason Cummings goal.
Good point, Simon.
3 each. Here they come again. It's Michael Roos. And the Jets have got to try and withstand this onslaught. Otherwise, they could be blown away here. And the Mariners get the verdict, which Daniel Steins can't quite believe.
No, couldn't quite see what has happened there, but nevertheless, this is Maxi Ballard. This is what we weren't getting in the first half from the Mariners.
And that desperation is back for the Central Coast. It's been a hallmark of their play. Free kick works short. It's clever too. It's Tullio. And it's straight into the breadbasket of Duncan.
Yeah, it's not a shot. He meant to actually square that.
What does he do as a coach, Harps, to stem this flow? Oh. That was a nasty one. It's going to be a yellow card.
Thinking of Nick Montgomery, the coach.
Very robust challenge. It is one Socceroo for another. Jason Cummings got his goal. Taps still recovering from his adventures in the Middle East. And here's the loudest cheer of the day, apart from Cummings' goal, for the arrival of Garang Kuol. Newcastle just appear to have cleared their heads a little bit. Can they fashion a chance? It's good foraging by Mikkel Tanter. He's in place for the return. It was just a little bit beyond him. He'll get a corner though.
Well, that hurts.
So Jets corner. It's been a while since they've had one of those. And at the back post is Mikkel Tanter. Easy as you like. Newcastle Jets restore their advantage. It's the first time their Georgian striker has scored in the derby, and just how crucial could that be?
Well, the Jets have been on the canvas in this second half, but the Harvey Norman replay will show the combination of the two Georgians, Becca to Becca, to salvage things in this second half. Really woeful defending from a corner for the Mariners. And the Jets capitalise. 2-1 up in Gosford.
Goes short from the corner. Silvera. Blocked by Thurgate. Squirt away towards Dan Hall. Clean challenge by Matt Yerman, and then the shot on target, but straight at Jack Duncan. Jets trying to play out through Thurgate, and they've lost possession. Here's Michael Roos. Could have been 2-2, perhaps should have been 2-2. Mariners looking to break forward quickly. Tullio, Aquilina, Nisbet, trying to pass it in, he's done so! I'm not sure that was his intention, but the Mariners won't care. In off the post, Josh Nisbet has a rare goal, and we're tied up again in the derby at 2-2.
It doesn't really matter, I guess, what the intention was, but on the Harvey Norman replay, I think it will be Josh Nisbet looking to square the ball. Instead, it's found a gap to the far post. And it's just taken that little tweak as well.
And Ben Abraham has been called across to have another look at this.
Handball in the lead-up is what they've called.
Michael Roos. And this could well be ruled out. Yeah. Oh, the Mariners fans don't like it. Danny Vukovic almost on halfway. That's how dominant the Mariners are at the moment. Nisbet. There's Roos behind him. Roos again. It's all so tight in there. He's almost thrown his body and arms on the ball, and again is pinged for hands. It's going to be a long last 5 minutes for Arthur Pappas and his team. Silvera leaves it for Farrell, cut back, and it'll drop here for Harrison Steele, who had a lash at it. Farrell is offside and knows it. It's almost as good as a goal at the moment.
That was a good block from O'Neill. Defended in a very compact way and very effectively.
Jets fans trying to roar their team home. Silvera, who spent a season on loan, of course, with the Jets, about to deliver another corner in front of them. All flight this time. Good punch under pressure from Duncan. Aquilina. Make that another corner. Anxious moments for the Jets. Here's Harrison Steele. Repelled by Brandon O'Neill. Aquilina, top of the box. Garan Quall. Darting into the box. And you just wondered, didn't you? You just wondered whether he was about to produce a little bit of magic. They've got to get it forward quickly. Windust. Nisbet. Steele. Everybody behind the ball for the Jets. Far be it from me to question the Mariners and the way they play, but I would have thought they would have been better off putting that free kick into the penalty box. Maybe there's still time for them. Nisbet does put it in there now, but it needs better quality. And maybe the Jets have done enough. And that is the full-time whistle. Big smile on the face of Arthur Pappas. A win that means so much to the Newcastle Jets. They have put to bed the memory of the Derby whitewash last season and ended a 3-game losing streak into the bargain. The Mariners suffer back-to-back home defeats. It's 3 in total now for the season. Full-time scoreline in Gosford. Central Coast Mariners 1, the Newcastle Jets 2.